China's Vision of the World, featuring multipolarity and globalization. The recent Central Conference on Work relating to foreign affairs was a study of enormous significance for those who follow China seriously. This conference, the first in 5 years and a gauge of the nation's foreign policy, tallied the experiences gained in the last 10 years, evaluated the progress made since the 18th National Congress of the Communist Party of China in 2012, and looked forward to a new stage where much more can be accomplished. But how does China's vision of the world impact globalization? Hello and welcome to Hypino, where we bring you the latest news briefings and analysis on geopolitics and recent happenings to keep you informed. This hour in focus we are exploring China's vision of the world, featuring multipolarity and globalization. But before we proceed, please kindly like and subscribe to this channel by clicking the bell notification feature below to help YouTube learn of your preferences and to receive notifications each time new videos are uploaded on this channel. Let's get started. Xi Jinping thought on diplomacy emphasizes the creation of a community with a shared future for all people as the core tenet. The conference report focuses on two main ideas: an equal and orderly multipolar world, and a universally beneficial and inclusive economic globalization. A peek into the kind of world China aspires to contribute to is provided by the two visions. In an unequal world, a few wealthy nations will have the best seats at the table and the final say, according to China's vision of a multipolar world seen through the lens of contrasts. This will leave the vast majority of nations struggling to find their place, voice their opinions, let alone participate in discussions about the future of the international community. The goals and tenets of the UN Charter, as well as the generally accepted fundamental rules guiding international relations, will be disregarded in a chaotic world, which will foster conflict and confrontation and worsen the situation for innocent people everywhere. Thankfully, encouraging real-world developments align with China's objectives. Following the summit on January 1st, BRICS formally expanded its membership from 5 to 10 countries, encompassing 45% of the world's population and roughly 30% of its GDP. The new members are Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. The chances for multilateralism are improving as the voice of the global South becomes more powerful. An increasing number of passengers on board the planet Earth are banding together to defend the cause of true multilateralism and real, greater democracy amidst a sea of problems. The decision of to be or not to be has expanded to include not only being, but also allowing everyone to be, as the ship has reached a turning point. The Chinese side's tangible input supports this decision. China's efforts to sustain peace and advance the development of the worldwide community are exemplified by the projects and initiatives associated with the Belt and Road Initiative, the Worldwide Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative. The future looks promising thus far. As the proverbial "a journey with many companions gets far and its cause finds great support" proclaim. One might divide the topic of economic globalization into individual situations. Durian freedom. The ability to consume as much durian as one desires without worrying about the cost became a catchphrase on Chinese social media last year. The rich taste and unusual flavor of durian makes it a popular fruit in China. It has become extensively available in China in recent years due to a supportive trading climate. Imports increased from 220,000 tons in 2017 to 820,000 tons in 2022. Events like the Langkang Mekong Fruit Festival and the China-ASEAN Agricultural Cooperation Forum gave a big boost to the durian trade since they made it possible for Chinese and Southeast Asian companies to quickly enter the niche market. To get the greatest durians, Chinese e-commerce behemoths stationed buyers in several Southeast Asian nations. Some vendors took to the skies to wetcast durian from abroad. Roughly 96% of Thailand's durian exports went to China, and both Thailand and Vietnam quickly increased the size of their durian plantations, generating income and jobs in the region. The tale of the durian is one of easy, unrestricted trade that increased the pie and increased everyone's share. The tale of the durian also highlights the power and robust spending potential of China's expanding middle class. Both developed and developing nations aim to gain from the sizable Chinese market as the world economy strengthens. China sees globalization as encompassing more than just win-win commerce. It seeks to remove obstacles in the way of developing nations and emerging markets expansion. Universally beneficial refers to growth imbalances that occur both within and between nations as a result of unequal resource distribution worldwide, whereas inclusive refers to structural barriers fueled by protectionism and unilateralism. In the midst of all this, hearing the second largest economy in the world advocate for the shared concerns of other developing nations is comforting. It is appropriate to respond to those who have been pushing for globalization's improvement for years by making it more transparent, inclusive, equitable, and advantageous for everyone. In the midst of the global upheaval and change, 79 years after World War II and 33 years after the conclusion of the Cold War, China's two proposals provide much-needed support and reassurance. And what better moment than this, since many people are still making their New Year's resolutions and the world has just ushered in a new year. Zhe Xiaoqian, the chairman of the Heizens Group, received an invitation to the 54th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland recently. The current topic of rebuilding trust in the future and how to restore trust to global recovery and renewal initiatives were the main focus of this year's discussion. At events like the Recharging Growth in China discussion and the China Night Gala, Mr. Jia spoke on behalf of Heizens Group. He conveyed Heizens' vision and plans for sustained innovation and success on the international scene through high-level talks and interactions with influential figures from industry, government, and other domains. A broad trend is globalization. At the China Sustainable Growth Forum, Mr. Jia stated, "We remain confident in the future despite the current challenges. As high-end sectors undergo transformation and modernization, an increasing number of multinational corporations are focusing on new technology. As such, mid to high-end goods are replacing low-end ones, a development that is consistent with Heizens' own trajectory. For 2023, Heizens had double-digit growth in earnings and revenue, with notable increases in China and other international markets. Globally, the home appliance market is very competitive. It mostly depends on an integrated system that includes supply chains, manufacturing, marketing, and research and development. Therefore, major brands have a significant global reach. Heizens localizes these functions through a unified production, marketing, and R&D approach in order to flourish globally. This encourages cross-border cooperation. It's critical that businesses respect local culture, social norms, consumer behaviors, and R&D practices wherever they operate, Mr. Jia stated, regardless of nationality. As a result, Heizens keeps up its employment, financial obligations, and social commitments. To increase the operation's lifespan, the original brand must be protected and redesigned if it involves a local acquisition. Heizens currently runs 66 foreign businesses, 25 R&D facilities, and 34 industrial parks globally. Its revenue in 2023 is expected to be more than 200 billion yuan, with more than 42% coming from international markets. Heizens wants to use regional hubs to better understand local consumer needs and create innovative, high-quality products that are specific to each area. In addition, Heizens' vast global network offers reciprocal assistance with inventory turnover, supply chain management, and delivery cycles. This greatly reduces emissions, resource usage, and logistics costs. But more than just words, true localization requires persistence and time. As they integrate globally, Chinese businesses need to accept other cultures with tolerance and mutual understanding. In this sense, restoring confidence in an evolving competitive landscape requires transparent cooperation. We continue to have faith in the success of globalization. The ambitions of people around the world for a better life, wealth, and equal exchange and friendship are what bind us all together, despite geographical, linguistic, and cultural differences, added Mr. Zhao. As we revive the world economy, striking a balance between growth and innovation, inclusivity, and sustainability is still a constant challenge. Heizens is dedicated to participating positively in global collaboration as well as competitiveness. led by an ESG perspective. Hisense is committed to minimizing its carbon impact, including more recyclable materials into its household appliances and being a catalyst for positive global change.